When I talk to you about motivation, I talk to you about health, I talk to you about sex, I talk to you about learnings from my consults and patients around the world, whether it's relationship, health, emotional, spiritual. I don't like to preach. There's no requirement to preach because it's always going to be different for different people. Everyone's different. Everyone has different upbringings, different situations where they are in life. So you can't preach one concept and expect it to work for everyone else. So hence, when I talk to you, I don't want you to think I'm preaching. I'm sharing. So if you get inspired, you use it. If you don't get inspired, you don't use it. It's as simple as that. Everything that's said by people today doesn't have to be done. It's a perspective. It's a different perspective of looking at things differently. And then you hear, you take, you use, you remodel, whatever you need to do to help you. Sometimes there's no help in the video at all, and that's also okay. We gotta learn to be okay with everything. But the whole point is, don't get influenced by people. You can't hand over this brain and heart on social media to people you don't even know, and people who are mostly have fake profiles, and a lot of them are unhappy, depressed, but they're showing, of course, only the best part of their life, which is mostly made up. You don't want to be influenced by anyone. You want to be inspired. So what does it take to be inspired? You listen, you hear. If it applies to you, great. If it doesn't apply to you, you reflect, think about it. You don't have to take everything. And what I want to talk to you about today is motivation. Motivation is a multi-million-dollar business, and for the right thing. You can watch video after video and feel amazing, but then you just don't end up doing anything because you're not inspired. Motivation has a shelf life. Motivation is for people who have not yet decided that they want to achieve. They've not yet decided that they want to put in the work to achieve. They're not yet committed. They've not yet decided to commit to what it takes to achieve what they want. And that's when you need motivation. It's a kind of validation involved, and you feel good, but you don't do anything around it. Now let's break down motivation. And I'm not talking bad about motivation. I get paid a lot of money to do motivational talks around the world. People invite me for motivational talks, but I like to tell people that, hey, get inspired, not motivated, because motivation, it has a shelf life. Now, a lot of people today have excuses. I don't have time to work out. I don't have time to sleep. I can't prioritize my sleep. I'm too busy. I don't have time for my loved ones. Everyone has excuses, and they may be valid. Like I said, they may absolutely be valid. But now I want you to reflect on this, okay? If you see a young child being abused, or a young girl or a boy or whatever being abused, okay, most people are not just gonna stand and do nothing. You don't need motivation to interfere. You don't need motivation to go and help that person. If an old lady or man is crossing the road and they fall down, you run automatically to help them up. You don't need motivation for that. If you're a parent, you don't need motivation to look after your kid. Yeah, a lot of parents, probably need it sometimes because their priorities are more than just their kids alone. But the point is, again, we're not here to judge. You don't need motivation to do so many things that you do. So the things that you don't need motivation for, how is that working? You just do it. You just do it. You assign a particular value to it. You look after your kids because you've assigned a value to your kids. If you're working a job that you love, or you're nurturing a business or a startup, you do it without motivation because you've assigned a value to it. So everything else is an excuse. I don't want to work. I don't want to try to get out of my depression. I don't want to get off social media. I don't want to, work out. The point is, you don't lack motivation. You just have too much drama in your life. The solution is just do it. Like Nike says, just do it. No drama, no whining, no complaining, no self-pity. If you have legs, hands, a body that can move, move it. Exercise. If you're waiting for the next video to motivate you to do something, you're always going to be stuck waiting for the next motivational reel, waiting for the next motivational YouTube video. It's a waste of time. Some things in life you just gotta do. So exercise is important. You gotta do it. You can have 100 excuses, but the difference between the successful people and the not so successful people are the people who do it despite the other 100 things that you have. So you can have 100 excuses, you can have 100 problems, but you decide not to make a big deal of it. No drama, you just do it because it's important for you. So a lot of people today just sit around complaining and bitching and going on about problems in the world and all of that stuff, and they don't make the slightest move to change their lives. They don't just decide to suck it up. Sometimes in life you got to suck it up. Okay, you've been in an abusive relationship, you got to suck it up and move on. Okay, take therapy if you want all of that, but don't make a whole drama out of it. You ain't the only person who's going through a bad relationship. You're not the only person who's gotten dumped, cheated on, betrayed, or whatever it is. Don't feel entitled that it can never happen to you. Suck it up and move on. It's difficult. I'm not taking away from your pain of lost love, of betrayal. Those pains are real. But at some point, only you can make the decision to suck it up and move on. Change your life. You've been lazy for the longest time. Suck it up, drop the drama, and start with a small workout, even 10 minutes. And then do it tomorrow, 10 minutes, and then day after 10 minutes. Consistency is more important than intensity. And that's how you build lifestyles. Most people are just stuck complaining about relationships, what's working, the news, politics, health, everything, but they're not doing anything. How can anything change in your life if there's no movement? You need movement. If let's say you're at point A, okay, and there's a lot of stress in your life and you're just complaining and blaming and stuff like that. If you stay at point A, you're in the same environment. You got to take that little baby step or a large step to point B. With that movement, you can bring about a change in your environment. That environment is the way you think, the way you feel, the way you eat, sleep, move, think, all of that together. So many times in life, the simplest advice is suck it up, drop the drama, and do what you need to do. You can do months and years of therapy where you're speaking the same problems to your therapist. I'm not against this, but I'm saying reflect. Like I said, reflect. It's the same thing. I'm not attacking therapy. Let's talk about nutrition. You could be months and months with a nutritionist and the nutritionist is teaching you how to eat and you're not, and then motivating you and all of that stuff. It won't work. At some point, you got to decide enough is enough. Drop the drama and just do it. Suck it up. Life has problems. You are going to have problems now and later. No one ever told you that life is going to be one beautiful journey. Maybe the movies that you watched did. Maybe social media accounts that you follow did. Maybe Twitter does. Maybe the songs that you listen to do, but that's not reality. That's a fantasy that people have created. Yes, there will be beautiful times and there will also be difficult times in every aspect of your life. So the sooner you adapt to that idea, okay, the more flexible you are with your thoughts. You don't emotionally crumble when things go wrong around you. You don't emotionally crumble when someone says the wrong thing about you. You don't emotionally fight for ideals and attention that doesn't really make sense to you or fix a problem. Drop the drama and just do it. As simple as that. And you'll find most of your problems start to fall apart because you're changing that environment of yours, which is constant bickering, complaining, bitching, whining, and you're rehearsing the same crap in your mind. It's getting stronger and stronger. So right now, wherever you are, you could be a student, you could be a senior citizen. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be a billionaire, you could be a sheikh, you could be whatever. But everyone, remove all your designations, your positions, your age. It comes down to one fundamental truth, that you gotta make the change. You gotta make the change. You gotta put in the work to sacrifice whatever it takes, drop the entitlement, and you gotta learn to take responsibility for everything in your life. You could take help, go in for therapy, sometimes you need meds, take it, don't have a problem with that, but that's not gonna fix your problem. The only time your problem gets fixed is when you decide to make that change, when you decide to drop the drama. Every time you create drama about it, what are you internally doing? You're looking for pity. You're looking for attention. That's what it is. That's the root cause of it. Otherwise, you wouldn't go on and on and on. Of course, if there's something wrong, I want to complain. I'm in a hotel, I'm getting poor service, my room's dirty. I am going to complain. But I'm not going to go on and on about it and then go on to social media and get people to join in that this particular hotel is the worst. Unnecessary. It's not changing anything. You make the complaint, that's it. Move on. It's as simple as that. No need of making drama. The more drama you create in your life shows you. And it's not a bad thing. It's just an indicator of how low your self-confidence, your self-worth, and self-esteem is. That's an indicator. Take it and change. There's nothing wrong with having low self-esteem. There's everything wrong with you having low self-esteem and not doing the right things to fix it.